My name is Paul Kautz. I'm the Director of Education for the Data Warehousing Institute. We're here at our San Diego TDWI World Conference in 2012, and I'm pleased to be joined by Paul Flach. Paul is the Vice President of Enterprise Analytics at Stream Integration. Thank you for joining me, Paul.
Pleasure.
Paul, the theme for this conference is called the Big Data Tipping Point, and you and I have had a number of conversations over the last several conferences about the whole concepts of big data and Hadoop and all of the things that go around that and all the different pieces. And you came up with a couple of course ideas, and one you're teaching, we're teaching them both for the first time here at this conference. One is what's all the Hadoop, right?
Right.
And then tomorrow you'll be beyond the
Beyond the Hadoop.
Beyond the Hadoop. So I think they're pretty catchy titles, and I think so far the reaction seems to be pretty positive. I think you have about 100 people in your class today and about 100 tomorrow. So I just was wondering if you could share with us a little bit about what got you interested in digging into this and doing the research and putting this together, because putting together 2 full days of class, 6 hours of content each day, is not a small undertaking.
No,
so.
and I think the big factor there is the fact that things are changing so fast. So when we first talked about this 6 months ago, the reason I was interested because it was a hot topic. There a lot of skepticism around it, whether or not it was all hype, and things have changed over the last 6 months. As I've been putting this course together and doing my research, being prepared to deal with the hype, what I'm finding is the hype's behind us. What I'm seeing in my research is everybody has, not everybody, but we're seeing Hadoop as prevalent out there. The skepticism is gone, the hype is gone. People are now at the point where they want to know how are they going to implement these technologies in their architecture.
Yeah, and I think that we're seeing that come along quite nicely. One of the concerns that I've had and we've talked about is so many people that are coming to the TDWI conferences are fairly new to BI, fairly new to data warehousing yet, which is kind of hard to believe for us that have been around it for a long time. But some of them are getting the message that we have to go big data, and they kind of leave behind their traditional core BI data warehouse or think they can short circuit that. Can you kind of help them understand that it's really an integration of the two? It's not one or the other?
Yeah, and it's a challenge for those who are new to BI, in addition to those like myself, ourselves, who have come out of the data warehousing environment for the last 20 years. The same message has to be there, and that is it's something that is going to enhance our warehouse. There's going to be a handshake between traditional BI and big data. And what we're seeing in big data is definitely there are new problems being solved. There are new technologies, and we're seeing new characteristics around big data, but there are also some very slow changing factors that have always been there for traditional BI. And the question is, how do we use the new technologies and the traditional technologies to deal with the new nature of the BI or the data warehouse environment together with big data, using big data as a complement and a complementary approach to your data warehouse environment.
And so today, as I said, today you're focused really on Hadoop, and tomorrow with Beyond All the Hadoopla, I finally remembered the name correctly, you're doing all the components that kind of sit on top of Hadoop and all the different pieces and giving people a more broad level understanding of what they are, how they work, and how they might fit. Is that correct?
Right, right. And it's really a bit of a roller coaster ride is the way I describe it. So we come in and we embrace the hype that's there, because there is a lot of change going on in terms of the nature of analytics, the need to know more about your business, and then the changing data and the new technologies that are out there. So we ride that hype a bit, and I think a lot of it is valid. And then in the course tomorrow, what we do is we come back to reality in terms of what are the technologies that we've been developing for the last 25 or 50 years around relational databases. How do they work together with the new technologies? What's new, what isn't? What's a new innovation or a new implementation of an old technology in a new way to deal with new problems? And then we bring it back up again once we've grounded it to say, okay, so what's new and interesting in terms of big data?
Terrific. Well, that's all is very exciting. I'm glad you were able to pull the classes off. I know that was a lot of work, and I think they're going very well this week. And if you're interested in learning more about Hadoop and all the pieces that go with it and around it and sit on top of it, Paul will be teaching these classes at future TDWI conferences. Yes. So thank you very much for joining me today. With that, I'm Paul Kautz for TDWI. If you want more information, go to tdwi.org. Thank you very much. Have a good day.